Welcome everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. We're going to take a look at another brand new release that just came out on Friday, March 20th. It's the new album by Adam Lambert called Velvet. And being a big fan of classic rock and rock music in general, Adam Lambert wouldn't be someone I would typically listen to. I first became aware of Adam in 2014 when Queen announced that he would be their new frontman for a major tour. And seeing them on that tour, I was really blown away by his vocal abilities and his ability to evoke Freddie Mercury, Queen's original frontman, but at the same time being able to keep a unique performance style all his own. And there is a video on my channel here, the performance of Radio Gaga from Brooklyn when I saw them in 2017 on my channel if you want to check that out. This is, I actually picked up the tour books, and there's a cool performance picture of them all together with Adam in the middle. That was from 2014, and then this one, I saw them in 2017 as well, and there's another really great shot. But yeah, I picked those up and do highly recommend seeing Queen with Adam Lambert. A quick little background history on him for those of you who don't know who he is. In 2009, he was the runner-up on American Idol Season 8, and sort of where he got his notoriety from. He has officially released 4 albums, and the reason I say officially is there is a self-titled album out there, but this one is not released by him. He did some demos and things with someone, and after he became famous, they released that one. It is a good album. I do recommend it. It's more straight-ahead music than, again, pop music. But he does have 4 official studio albums out there, including the Gold Certified For Your Entertainment. Also, the 2012 album Trespassing entered at #1 on the Billboard charts. And he has collaborated with a number of artists, including Pharrell Williams, Bruno Mars, and Nile Rodgers from Chic. And the 2015 album, Original High, which is this one here, this is the first one I picked up from him. After, of course, having seen him with Queen in 2014, I was more interested, and it certainly piqued my interest to grab an album, so I picked that one up. That one included a song called Lucy on there, which features Brian May on guitar. So if you want to hear Brian May and Adam Lambert recording something new together, that's worth checking out. Since 2011, he has been the frontman for Queen. They've undertaken 3 major tours as well as a number of really major live performances, 2014, 2017, and most recently 2019, spilling over into 2020, the Bohemian Rhapsody tour, which is tying into the movie of the same name that had come out and has been so successful. And to raise money for the wildfires in Australia that have been going on, they did a performance called Firefight Australia in February of 2020 and recreated their infamous Live Aid performance from 1985 that's become so familiar and back in the public spotlight since the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, which also recreates it. But of course, this time we have Adam Lambert doing that. And do check that out. There's a full performance of that available you can see on YouTube. And then also there was a 2-hour documentary of Queen and Adam Lambert called The Show Must Go On ABC in April 2019. So, you know, for the last, at this point, 11 years that Adam has been fronting the band, he certainly has forged his own identity in period of time with Queen, which is great to see. Now, separate from his solo music and time with Queen and everything, he's also got some television performances and things under his belt. He's, of course, appeared on American Idol, both as contestant and returning guest, and then also on TV shows like Pretty Little Liars, Glee, RuPaul's Drag Race, the Rocky Horror Picture Show that was recreated, X Factor. So he's done a number of additional things beyond just the music. The album that we're going to talk about, Velvet, first came out in 2019 as an EP with 6 tracks on it. There's the back side of it, and those same 6 tracks do appear on the full-length album. So Adam has stated that when he was in the studio recording this, that he was feeling a bit nostalgic, which may sort of explain the sound of the album, because it's more soulful and 1960s funk rock, at least in my opinion, than straight up pop music. And so it's got a much tougher and grittier feel to it than his previous work, and something akin to what I would expect a modern day Queen album to sound like. And so, you know, if you're like me and you're getting tired of waiting for Queen and Adam Lambert to actually record some original new material together, this may be the closest thing to it. And I was certainly taken back by what I heard on that EP in 2019, and very much looking forward to the full-length album. Some of the standout tracks on here, there's an R&B inspired song called Superpower. It was the first song on the EP, second track on the full-length album, that's got a really cool driving bass part to it that I think is particularly good. And then Nile Rodgers of Chic plays on the track Roses, which is another really cool standout track here. He was from the funk band of the 70s. And then Overglow has a really cool fretless bass line and is produced by Butch Walker. And if that name sounds familiar to you in the rock world, he was part of Marvelous 3, he's been solo. But also, if you go way back to the hair bands of the late 80s and early 90s, he was part of the group South Gang. So this guy's been around a really long time and has certainly made a name for himself. And that track I also think is a particularly good one. Bottom line, I think if you're a Queen fan and you enjoy Adam on tour with them, this album is for you. I found it very interesting and amazing, his vocal range and his performances on here really just pulled me into it. Each track on that EP, when I first listened to it, all 6 of those really just blew me away. And so it really excited me when I first heard that in 2019. Now, while I also like the 7 new tracks that are on the album that add to it, and they're interspersed throughout with the 6 from the EP, I think I would have preferred these 7 new tracks to be a standalone EP, so I could have digested them all on their own. That being said, though, since I do know the 6 tracks from the EP, it does create interesting peaks and valleys when listening to this, the same way that if you know a single by, from the band off that album before you get it, when you're listening to the unknown tracks versus the single, you sort of get these peaks and valleys in it and things. And I do appreciate that in it, because I wouldn't typically know these songs from pop radio. So this is another way that it introduced me to the songs first before getting the album. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.